define service learning as any type of environment where you put students in a situation where the project you give them or something else like that directly ties back to the community, the university, or something else like that, where they're bettering something.
I would define service learning as students getting the opportunity to work in the community while also being a part of the classroom experience.
I think of service learning as combining academic aspects of the course along with service to the community. We have wonderful community partners. Right now I'm working with Dr. Barbara Hayford at the A. Jewel Schaff Natural History Museum at Wayne State College. And the students in my class prepared audio presentations that can be played through people's smartphones as they go through the museum and they see the specimen on exhibit, and then they can click the symbol that's there and hear a presentation from one of my students.
I had a service learning project where my EGR 101 students were partnered up with the Halifax Rowing Association, and inside that club they have an adaptive rowing club for disabled rowers. So these disabled rowers can be blind rowers, also known as the Vipers, and just an adaptive rower. One of the customers was a double amputee who rode on a regular occurrence. So this past fall, what I had my students do was interact with them, talk with them, learning about human-centered design process, how to brainstorm, look at alternatives, evaluate alternatives, all under the focus of designing a device, an adaptive device, to help those rowers.
This past fall, doing Junior Achievement, my students decided to do another service project for the school that we were participating with. We partnered up with Posh Little Closet, so we were able to provide over 100 different clothing items to the Title I school. So I was really proud of my students for doing this as an additional initiative above and beyond what they needed to do.
Think about it. So I worked with a number of community partners, and in each case, I think that it bridges the gap between the institution and the community in which we live.
Benefits to the university, they see the caliber of student that they have. Every time that we've interacted with them, they've been impressed with the quality of results that they do, the ingenuity, the creativeness in what they're turning over to the customer at such an early start in the school. They're impressed with our students from a professional manner. Like I mentioned, the students rise to the occasion, they act themselves accordingly, and they like to see that. They like to see what benefit and what positive we're bringing into the local community from there. So we get a good reputation just out of that alone.
The comments from students indicate that they learn the material that we're going through in class more deeply, and they have direct applications of that material.
So I got to see how teaching is actually done and how other students actually receive it. Because as a student myself, I listen to teachers and I learn a certain way. But as students, we're going to be the teachers for the future. So it's benefiting me on how future learning is starting to develop and starting to innovate and grow. The benefits, I got to work with some cool kids. I get to see their expressions, their faces on how cool engineering could be. I got to experience the amount of heartache and the amount of work and pride that comes out of getting them to learn new things and to build up to that point.
Service learning is a unique opportunity for the students to engage in the community as well as learn the course material. And I feel it's just getting students out into the community, out of the classroom, they can learn more.
The benefits I received is it really got me out in the community. If I had just moved here and just went to school and worked, I probably would have just been in a little bubble. But doing that before I moved here, it helped me really look at the city.
It also gives them a relatable problem. They can talk to someone where there is a problem or something that they're trying to do and understand the connection between the content that they're supposed to learn and then also why it matters.
Where do I begin? I probably get more out of it than the students do sometimes because students have this perception of giving back needs to have some type of monetary value when it really in the end doesn't. So the idea of getting them out of the classroom, getting them out of the Embry-Riddle comfort zone, and seeing their local community is just amazing to watch.
It ties me a little bit back to industry. I kind of like make my own projects, and I have a customer that I can work with and that I'm designing for and interacting with. Not only that, but like just the enjoyment and the fulfillment of giving my students a real world experience before they actually have to work with customers on a day-to-day basis. It gives them that early look, and I enjoy seeing that transformation.
The pleasure of seeing students participate in this. They are providing a service to the community in this one and in other projects that I've engaged in. So I get to see them have that pride, and I see their confidence build. And they are participating in a project that actually helps the community, and I think we all feel good about